second portion of our Friday development. We are now at Canadian Tire with the custom group. I believe we have 8 drivers. I think it's half the size of what we had in presets. Nevertheless, should make for good driving. Again, joined with 11 drivers. 7. Oh. Again, I'm joined with by Justin in the booth, and Kate is our in-race reporter. So thank you both for being in here, helping me out tonight.
Back again.
Yeah. You're doing such a good job, Justin. We might decide to keep you.
Hey, you never know.
I'm sure Delgatra and Kate would be happy because, they usually always help out. But I feel bad because I don't have many people to count on. So obviously, the more the merrier. That way, because Kate wanted to race tonight. So, yeah. You are and do not allowed? Okay, so nobody will be able to hear you, so I'll just repeat everything you say. Almost everything you say. Justin, are you keeping an eye on the YouTube?
I have YouTube right here. I will not let us fail this time. Oh, goodness.
Oh, yeah.
We were having so much fun, we forgot to look at YouTube.
Yeah.
Whoops.
So we did that. We interviewed 2 drivers in the preset, and none of us could hear, nobody out there could hear any of it. Broom has the pole.
What the heck?
Dr. Robbie second, Puddin third.
Dr. Robbie Bobby, why did you let Puddin in front of you? So disappointed. I'm excited to see Puddin and Dr. Robbie Bobby go at it while there.
Yeah, and you throw NRG in the mix.
Right?
So that's
this is going to be a good race right here.
Yeah, it's going to be the race of the captains.
I'm excited to see how fast NRG goes from 7th up into the top 3. I think it's going to take maybe 2 laps at the most.
You think so?
I think so. I think it's going to be hard on the initial get-go, but once they get single file, I think he's going to knock them off.
Well,
but
that's only making 6. Who's the 7th? Did you forget to count yourself then, Kate? Okay. So we only have
4. 3. Oh my goodness. So there's 4 non-development drivers in here tonight for everybody. Kate forgot to count himself.
So there's only 3 development drivers, which are going to be Broom, Stewart, and Moore.
And I'm actually excited. I don't watch very many custom races, so this is going to be interesting because it's going to be harder for me to call out kind of moves in the race because I don't really race custom. So I'm actually excited for this to see how a custom race actually plays out.
Puddin almost took the pole.
Yeah, but Puddin's almost taken a lot of poles. We're used to pudding and then almost in the same sentence. Can we join now?
And we may join. I'm going to blue screen here for a minute, guys.
You can hear me in the broadcast.
And we're back. Not blue screen, they can hear you.
Oh, Country Caliber joined. Did they get in? Country Caliber and Crab Legs are in here.
How did they get in here?
So Puddin goes, hey y'all, not bad for the last second setup. So Pudding, does that mean you're gonna win, or are you gonna take Dr. Robbie Bobby out?
No. Maybe watching.
Green flag is out.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if Broom can hold the lead going down turns 1 and 2.
And Broom is
He goes extremely wide.
So I'm going to guess the 26 is Puddin'. It is.
Who was that?
More.
So NRG took the jump and took out a truck. And left.
I wonder if that's the same thing he did in the preset, because we did see him parked after just a few laps, so...
So Puddin has drove away. So you can already see a huge difference, Ma, in speeds in setups and trucks. Like, we have completely spaced out huge already in lap 2.
Yeah, because with preset, you mean the only options are tire pressure, tape, and wedge. Right. Whereas a custom setup, I mean, everything, your shocks, your inbound, outbound, you've got everything across the board you can change. So your track bar and your front weight, and so there's so many variables that you rarely see the two trucks having the same setup unless they're sharing.
Right. So I'm going to keep my eye on Dr. Robbie Bobby for a couple laps and see if he's going to be able to close the gap on the front 2.
And the thing is, too, is where there's more, you might have somebody that has a 3-speed and then the option to switch on 4th, or you might have, not necessarily at Canadian Tire, but other tracks like Bristol, you might have a truck that has 2 gears only versus 3.
Right.
And more RPMs. Also, sometimes too much in the wrong places can hinder a race as well. Oh, 2 wheels. That was Puddin' followed by Broom.
So it looks like Moore is the first development driver leading for development.
Okay.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, yeah, Broom, yeah.
Yeah. Wouldn't be the first time.
Yeah,
so if you were in Broom's position, Ma, would you be pressuring Puddin' now, or would you kind of sit back, see what he's doing, and wait until towards the end of the stage to apply the pressure?
I wouldn't even care if Puddin's the only person I've got to contest with, and I'm the out of the two, he's the only one running for points, right?
Right.
What do you really need to worry about? If Puddin' wins, you still get the first winning points, which to me would be what I'm running for most, would be the points versus, I guess, the fact that I can say I won. But it depends. I mean, I don't know if with guys, their egos are a bit bigger. So
Wow.
I'm just saying.
Slow down
I
here,
don't
Ma
know
Bear.
if they would, they have to put it out there that they won. Obviously, I would want to win, but points would matter more. So I would probably not try to push myself in order to wreck versus trying to defeat Puddin. It's kind of what I'm saying.
But at the same time, for development driver, there's got to be some sort of pride aspect saying, hey, I just beat 2 of the premier captains in Giggity.
Yeah. Well, for sure. But you want to also, you don't want to wreck yourself in stage 1 either, so.
Right. And with Broom, too, Broom's been in a truck ride before for a team. He's been in an Xfinity ride for a team before. So he's been well-rounded in Giggity. So, he's in development to prove, hey, I want to be back on a team and I deserve to be signed full-time.
I suppose that's the dashing that he's talking about.
Yeah. That would be my female Mercedes. She's very vocal.
Oh, that's cute. You have 2 of them?
Yes, I have 2, brother and sister.
Aww.
One's name is Mercedes. She's Daddy's little princess. The other one's name is Apollo, and I call him my little sausage dog because he's a little fat sausage dog.
Those are cute names. So yeah, Broom's now got the lead over Puddin.
Yeah, so Puddin got loose coming down this straightaway. He come out of the hairpin and he tried to get a little bit too much curb, and it kind of took him off the track a little bit. So it's going to be curious to see if his setup is going to hold up on the long run, or if he's going to have to make some adjustments to make it a more of a long run truck.
So behind Puddin we have Dr. Robbie Bobby in the 99, which seems to be getting closer to Puddin. After that, well, the other captain is on pit road, so that, I guess, takes care of that captain. And then we have Moore in the number 4. And 33, we have Stewart. And in front of him, I'm going to say is Denkate with the green truck. Yep.
So the nice thing, too, for Denkate is this is really just practice with his setup for Monday.
Correct.
He's practicing, what is my setup doing? I'm not as fast as some of the other custom guys right now. What can I do to make changes to the truck for Monday? So, this is giving him an opportunity to say, hey, maybe the wedge or, the springs or something are not 100% where I want them to be. And it looks like we have Pudding and Dr. Robbie Bobby on pit road. Is our leader still out there, Ma Bear?
Yep. Broom is still going. Yeah, so Broom might have decided to keep going for another lap. Ooh, Denkate, good job keeping it, buddy. I thought you might lose it for a minute.
So,
no.
Pudding got a jump off Dr. Robbie Bobby coming out of pit road. So right now, in kind of my eyes, it seems like Dr. Robbie Bobby may be fighting a little bit of handling in the first get-go on the tires until they get warm.
Yeah, it all depends.
Common theme, Ma Bear, with custom, where the tires kind of have to build up first before you can go attack the track and the person in front of you?
Yeah, I find it depends on, everybody's got different wheel settings as well. I don't know for preset if it really makes a big difference on your wheel settings, but also Broom is now on pit road. Yes. Yeah, so the leader is now pitting, and I believe Denkate's going to head for pit road as well. We've seen somebody.
So Puddin
Oh, one
is.
lap left. No, I would not pit.
So Broom will be. So Broom right there kind of stretched it out to the absolute last section because maybe Ma Bear, maybe you agree, maybe you don't. Do you think he'll pit at the stage break or stay out? Because
I
it's
don't
only going to
know.
be 2 laps.
I don't know if at road courses not pit at 2 laps to go. If that, I've heard somebody. I want to say somebody said that the other day that it doesn't apply to road course, and I don't know for a fact if it does or doesn't because at this point, at 2 laps to go, if the leader is Broom and he didn't pit and he pits at 2 laps to go, that would give him a penalty. So it doesn't really make sense. I'm going to have to get Teddy to confirm that for me because, again, it's not the first time that I hear about that, and I forgot to confirm it last time I heard it. So if anybody out there on YouTube land knows for a fact that it does not apply to road courses, let me know. I don't understand why it wouldn't, but I guess, I mean, if you don't know, you don't know. But
Yeah, because that'll be interesting to know. Because if that's the case, then Broom would get a penalty for pitting too late. So it looks like
oh
Dr.
no.
Robbie Bobby had the lead for a minute, but Puddin took it back from him. Oh, he is?
Oh no, then Kate is out of gas. Well, worst case, worst worst case, it's stage one, so it's not gonna hurt you too much. You could even still win this, you know. I mean,
So the 26 and the 99 are really leaning on each other. And I believe Dr. Robbie Bobby got put in for second.
yeah, I think Doc did make it. So I would say that we have Broom in first, Dr. Robbie Bobby in second, and Puddin in third. And Puddin came close to getting that second as well.
So just for everybody, Denke ran out of gas. He's limping around to try to get to the start-finish line. I'll be right back.
Oh, Puddin says he got loose. That's probably why Doc got ahead of him. So we're going to get ready for stage two. Yeah, that's happened to me before. Forgetting to pit is not fun. But like Denkate said, everybody pitted, so I was just
So what are you expecting now, Ma Bear? Are you expecting this to ramp up?
yeah, I'm thinking there's only 6 trucks now on the track. I'm thinking they're all gonna, they all want this stage. Everybody that's on here right now, I know personally, so you know what I mean? I know what they drive like. I know their driving style. I know their attitude. So I'm kind of grinning to myself. I can almost hear them in my ear, like the competitiveness.
So I want to keep an eye on more, because he kind of let the normal drivers kind of go in front of him, and Broom got off the track right there.
Yeah, I seen that.
So I'm going to keep an eye on more, because he kind of let Dr. Robbie Bobby and Puddin in front of him.
Yeah.
So the biggest thing right here is we've noticed that Dr. Robbie Bobby kind of has a looser truck on the beginning of the run, and Puddin doesn't. But the other thing too is the truck behind Puddin, which isn't there anymore. So now we can see Puddin's got clear track in front of him.
And as Puddin
Dr.
goes
Robbie
sideways.
Bobby has clear track in front of him. So is Puddin going to be able to chase him down in the long run?
I think so. We've seen tonight, I don't know, Doc seems to, maybe he's trying up a new setup.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. He seems to be doing good, but he's also, I don't want to say he's not aggressive, but yeah,
he's
not
driving the corners the way they should be driven. He's attacking them, but he's not over attacking them. But like in stage 1, Mob Air, like you had pointed out, Pudding had the short run speed where Dr. Robbie Bobby towards the end of the fuel run, that's when he started closing up on Pudding.
Yeah, and also when you have custom setups, you know, especially, I don't know, I don't find a big difference in road courses, but you could have a good short running truck, but not a good long running truck.
Right.
So you could have a good setup that's going to do you good in stage 1 and 2, but then come stage 3, it falls apart on you.
Right.
You know, and then vice versa. You can have a truck that either gets loose or gets tight as it goes. So you can only do certain adjustments on pit road. So you can have a truck that's set up to go fast, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to give you a good race at the end.
Well, the hardest thing, too, in stage 1, you're battling everybody. You know, you get on pit road, you're like, should I make that change? Why? And I always tell everybody, and I tell myself sometimes, too, you're better off to make a change at the end of stage 1 and see what it does in stage 2, and you can always revert back. But if you change it in stage 2 for stage 3, and it makes you slower, you're stuck with it. So stage 1, I always look as like an experimental to make some changes to see, is it going to work or is it not going to work? Can I go back to the way I was before?
Yeah.
Oh, and Pudding spins out and noses into the wall. So let's see if he can stay out of the way. So that may have been a situation where he knew he was catching Dr. Robbie Bobby. Did he get the curb a little more than what he wanted to? And kind of, you know, make the truck turn more than he anticipated it to turn, and kind of just, he lost it out from underneath him.
So this time, Denkate is the first one to pit. So he's probably saying, I'm not going to run out of gas this time, guys.
Yeah, so Denkate's probably like, let me pit now so I don't run out of gas again.
Yeah. But see, I always like to, I always do 50%ers before I race. Yep. So that, and then I have it in my head, like, first stage, I'm going to do this. Second stage, I always like to have my races planned out.
Yep.
But not only for practice, but for your setups. I've made setups that I was like, oh my God, this setup is so good. And then I do my mock 50% and it falls apart on me. And then I go, oh my God, this setup is really bad. So then I'm like, okay, I need help.
For everybody who's watching the broadcast, kind of watch the broadcast between Pudding and the 4 of Moore. I feel like Moore is a little bit too tight, and it's not rotating where he needs it to rotate in the corners. Like, you know, he's getting on the curb, he's getting the grass. I think if I was in his head right now, it may be that he's fighting a little bit of a too tight because he can't really hit the apexes where he needs the truck to hit the apex. Like he's trying to fight it to turn.
Right, but if he says he's not good on road courses, it could be too, like, when you're doing a road course, especially if you're driving a standard and you're driving a wheel, you know, like, I know for me, you've got your gas pedals, you got your shifting,
Right.
and you got to shift down, shift up, and you got, like, especially road courses, you got to do it at a specific time, a specific moment. You got to turn and downshift and let off and let on. And if you don't have that perfect, you know, that perfect combination, then you're going to... So maybe I think, because for me, especially, like, for example, that new Indy Roval we got, when I first got on there, I was like, oh my God, like, I'm not going to do good. I don't know what I'm doing. I couldn't even think of the next turn that was coming ahead because the track wasn't in my head, you know, and I practice and practice and practice and practice. And I can't remember where I came out, but I was actually not doing too bad after I put all this practice time in because I got the track in my head and I got my shifting down path. And so if you're not good at them, usually it's because you kind of tend to stay away from them. So
Yeah, and the other thing, too, is, you know, everybody says, oh, I'm not good at road courses, but the only way to get better at them is by doing them.
I personally love road courses and super speedways. Doesn't mean I'm the best at them, but those are what I enjoy to drive.
Because like you and I were talking about earlier, before the preset broadcast, is road courses tend to be that track where guys who run mid to like towards the back of the pack, this may be an opportunity for them to be like, hey, this is my chance to be up front, because they may not have the whole draft and, you know, thing figured out. So
it's not necessarily about speed. It's about
consistency.
Consistency and being able to hit your marks and hit the, you know, you're downshifting at the right spots. And I think that's why I like road courses, because they're so challenging.
Right. And the best thing to remind yourself of is when you're driving road courses, and I learned this a while back, you want to do all your downshifting before you get into the corner. You want the truck downshifted as you're entering the corner, because you never want to shift down while trying to turn, because that's an easy way to over rev the truck and to let the truck spin itself out. So if you do all of your braking and your downshifting straight, then you have a better opportunity of making the corner where you need to.
Yeah, and we have Stewart right now on pit road. Then Kate, how many laps do you have left whenever you get a chance? 3 laps remaining.
So it looks like Dr. Robbie Bobby is going to completely... He's like a good half a track in front of second place.
It looks like Broom is now back in the lead. No,
I think Dr. Robbie Bobby has the lead.
Oh,
I think
Dr.
he's
Robbie
battling
Bobby.
put in for second.
Broom is in front of Puddin.
So it looks like right now the closest battle on track is between Broom and Puddin. Everybody else is kind of spread out, doing their own thing. Huge shout out to Stewart, though, because he may not be the fastest, but he's staying in the race to gain the experience. And that sometimes is the best thing as a driver. Yeah, you may not be good here, but it's stay with it, because you never know what could happen in the final stage. I think Ma Bear and I have been in that situation before where we're not having the best race, and then something happens in the last turn, coming to the last lap, and somehow you sneak yourself into first place. So I believe we're coming to the end of stage 1. So I believe Dr. Robbie Bobby is going to win this stage. Which technically, I believe Moore is going to get credited with the stage points.
Yeah. I'm sorry, what's that? In stage points, let me check if I can get that for you here. I was looking, there's quite a bit that came out. I'm trying to think if the points even came out this week, and they have not.
Is this the last lap then, Kate?
So we never even got the preset results for last race.
So it looks like Dr. Robbie Bobby is going to pull off the win for stage 1. Then I believe Puddin is going to be next. Then Moore. And then Broom. Okay.
Broom's in second.
So yeah, Broom second.
So for the custom development, we had a tie in first with Sean Jones and Stewart at 246 points each. However, the points didn't come out last week, and but I don't know that Sean X Jones raced last week. He might have, but he's not here tonight, and Stewart is. So, depending, I'm assuming Stewart might take the lead after tonight's race. But, yeah. Yes, the development drivers would get 1, 2, and 3, and not league drivers. Right. Yeah, that is.
But this is a situation where it's great for Stewart because his fellow rival in the series isn't here. So this is all nothing but points gains for Stewart to be able to take over that lead in points.
Yeah, and all three, like Denkate just pointed out, there's only 3 development drivers driving tonight. So they're getting
stage points all
They're all going to get, yes, they're all getting the stage points. So, I mean, whoever doesn't show up, they're hurting themselves. Wow.
Moore took Dr. Robbie Bobby to Alaska. And
then
Moore is getting a little on the aggressive side right there.
He followed Denkate in the grass. He shouldn't have. No.
So this is a good thing right here. If you guys, here's an example. If you're in Dr. Robbie Bobby's head right now, you're probably fired up because you got moved out of the way. Now he's got to collect himself and go back and say, let me focus on the 2 in front of me, because he's got a fellow captain and a development driver in front of him.
Yeah.
So does he get in front of Puddin and hold him back from Broom and let Broom take the win of the whole thing?
No.
Or does Dr. Robbie Bobby go for the win?
Anybody that knows Doc.
It's different. It's different now, though, because in preset, he told us he lagged back and was giving those guys the limelight.
Well, maybe
in
preset.
Different.
I don't know, maybe in preset, but I mean, we practice all the time, and even in practice, me and Dr. Robbie, we can be like, I can be leading, I'm winning, and then right on the last lap, he comes over and it's like, and I'm like, can you not ever let me win just once? Like,
But here's a situation. Pudding could make it difficult for him to get around, which will allow Broom to extend his lead with those two battling each other.
Oh, well, you don't know Robbie, because obviously, if you don't move for Doc, he will move you.
I'll be right back.
And then Kate is agreeing with me, Doc. So, but it's all in good fun, though. You gotta love the guy. He's very competitive, but hey, that's what it's all about, right? It's not an aggression that's, it's not to the point where it's wrecking people, but yeah. Especially when we practice, he'll come and just give me a little jab on his way by. And he'll usually say, Ma Bear, I'm just showing you what it's going to be like tonight.
I've thought about dabbling into the custom side of things in Giggity, but I just don't think I could have a setup to match.
Then Kate says, Justin, you stay where you're at.
Then Kate wants me to stay where I'm at because I'm the top performing truck in our team right now.
We have enough competition as it is. Yeah.
But it's funny. So I want to bring up a point real quick. And if Den Kate was on Do Not Allow, he could agree. And I think Ma Bear can agree too, because I've raced with her a couple of times too. Some of these tracks, 1.5 miles, and sometimes super speedways, you could actually run a preset slider and keep up with custom drivers, because I have done it in the past.
Yeah.
It's not the best, but a lot of times you can still keep up with a custom guy.
Somebody like
running
you,
a preset.
Justin, I would say definitely. Somebody like me, I would say definitely not. Yeah, like I don't know what it is. I mean, obviously, I don't need comments out there on YouTube, but I am not I'm not the best driver. But I cannot do any worse than I do when I'm in a preset truck. Like, I mean, if you've watched me this year, I'm in a custom truck and I'm, top 10, for example.
Right.
Being in a preset truck, I'd be definitely like the last 5 spots. Well, thank you, then, Kate. But I'm not saying, yeah. Yeah. I don't know what it is. On preset, I can't do it.
So, the thing is, too, to remember is everybody is always quick to point out they're a bad driver, they're a bad driver, they're a bad driver, this person's a bad driver, and this person's a wrecker, and this person this and that. The one thing that everybody has to remember is, in somebody else's eyes, somebody may be a bad driver, but none of us drive the same. We all drive trucks in cars in leagues different than the next person. It's like real life. The drivers talk about each other being a bad this and bad that.
Yeah, it's true.
How can you tell what the person in front of you is going to do when you don't have direct communication with those people? So when everybody says that this person's a bad driver and this person shouldn't be here and this person, yes, there's times where people, that they shouldn't be here and they should just go. But when somebody gets into you, it does not make them a bad driver. They're not knowing what the truck in front of them or the car in front of them is doing. So if they get into you, there's incidental, like getting into somebody, like you can purposely see if somebody doors somebody and takes them out. Like if you get into somebody and they spin out, that there isn't racing. Obviously, that. But
there's also an experience as well. Like,
right.
Like the first year I was here, I was in development and I got picked up and I was put in a league. In my eyes, looking back, that was so premature because I wasn't a reckless driver on purpose. I was a reckless driver because I was I wasn't even I wasn't a practice driver. I mean, some of these tracks I had never even been on, let alone
Right.
go on and do a league race. And I practiced my heart out all week, and then by the end of the week, I was so practiced out that it was just, I don't know, I was just
Right.
overwhelmed. I feel like I'm getting better, but I'm still not like, but I can say that I'm not a reckless driver, and I have a lot more of awareness around me. But for
Right.
example, the last race we had, which was last Monday, I took somebody's nose off. I don't even know who it was because, again, I I think it was Bristol we did last week. I had a really, really, really good truck for Bristol, and when I practiced with my friends, like 6, 7 friends, I actually won. But when you add other drivers, and like you said, you don't know if they're going in slower or, you know what I
Right.
mean? Like, I backed up my corners a lot more than some drivers did. So I got hit in the back or I'd hit.
Right.
And then at one point, yeah, accidents happen. I took somebody's nose off. I still to this day don't even know who it was because it happened so fast.
Right.
And then me and Salt Life, our trucks got stuck together, and it looked like one of us was just like. And I mean, I did talk to him after, and I said, "Oh my God, I'm sorry." And he goes, "Hey, I was stuck on you as well, so it
Right.
wasn't either of our faults." But another person looking in would be like, "Oh my God, this person wrecked that person," but you're not the one
Right.
driving, so some people do need to calm down with their comments and maybe realize that they're not riding a horse and they should get off of it.
So
But
Denki, who's the leader right now? Okay, so I believe Ma Bear, everybody has pitted except for Denki.
oh no,
But
Denkate, you
he's on a different pit strategy than everybody else, because if you remember in stage 2,
he pitted
he
early.
pitted early. So he's on a little bit of a different fuel strategy than the rest of the field right now, which isn't a bad thing. There's only 7 drivers. This is the perfect opportunity to test out with 6 other competitors around you. If I go on a different pit strategy, what can that do for me? Because come Monday night, he's going to be in a much larger field. So, but the other thing too is when he pits for that final time, is he going to have enough fuel to make it the distance?
This is stage 2, right? Stage
This
3.
is the final stage.
This is the
So we
final
have 4
stage.
laps
4
to
laps
go.
to go.
So Denki goes on pit road now. So we'll have to see, coming back around, is he still going to be the leader? Yeah.
I know why I thought. It's because I forgot my fun facts.
Yeah.
Fun facts with Ma Bear. Hey, you know the car manufacturer Volkswagen? They
Yeah.
actually make sausages as well.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, you did. I didn't know that. And actually, not only that, they make more revenue on their sausage sales than they do from their car sales.
Well, I wonder why, because their cars start at like $80,000.
Volkswagen.
So who's our leader right now?
Broom. I am on the leader as we speak, yeah.
So this is what like I was saying before. This could be pride for Broom. Because,
But
correct me if I'm wrong,
he's won a lot of races
has
already.
Broom driven for pudding before?
What do you mean driven for pudding? You mean
Wasn't
against
Broom?
pudding?
No, wasn't Broom on Pudding's team at one point?
Oh, I don't know. That would have been a while back.
So I believe he's driven for Pudding before. So this may be a pride thing for Broom. Possibly, maybe, if I'm correct. Somebody fact-checked me if I'm not. Beating his old captain. I mean, I know I would be proud of that.
Hey, I'd be proud just winning.
So the other quick thing to point out too is that little excursion between the 4 and the 99 that really hurt Dr. Robbie Bobby in this final stage, because it allowed the other two to get in front of him, and now he's not able to close the gap between first and second. So there may be another third place finish for Dr. Robbie Bobby tonight.
Yeah, and I don't know if anybody is going to have to pit. There's 2 laps left in this stage. Everybody pitted, but did they pit maybe
too early?
Somebody, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is everybody okay on fuel?
Because custom tends to use more fuel than presets because you're constantly on the gas.
Well, it also depends too your gearing. See,
right.
Like if you're gearing, the more you rev up, the more gas you're using. So, you know, if you're running at almost 8,000 RPMs the whole way through, then you're going to use more gas than if you're revving at 7,500 RPMs or less.
Exactly.
But if you're, you know, driving less than that, then you're probably at the back of the track. Oh. Hey, another fun fact I got for you. The average male gets bored of shopping after 26 minutes. Meanwhile, women don't get tired of shopping till around 2 hours.
Oh,
you think
hell
that's
no.
true?
I could shop for hours. You should see my
I was going to say, I don't know how true this is, because anybody that knows me knows I hate shopping. I hate grocery shopping. I hate shopping for clothes.
Fun fact, being an openly gay male, I spend more money on shopping than I do anything else. I'll have to show you my closet sometime because you would understand.
You know what, though, I can see that.
I want to prove something. Dr. Robbie Bobby was way behind. Pudding made a mistake, and Broom has kind of slowed down, but I believe this is the last lap.
Yeah.
So Broom won, and Dr. Robbie Bobby took second from Pudding, just from Pudding making that one teeny mistake.
And Pudding gets third coming in backwards. Come on with your bad self, Pudding.
Back that truck across the finish line.
That's right.
I believe Dr. Robbie Bobby put him in the wall. But hey.
I believe, he didn't do it on purpose. I think he kind of like went by and like pushed. It was like a subtle push. Yeah, I think there was maybe some rivalry there. Puddin' says, in style. Yeah. So then, Kate, what position did you get? 6? Oh. Well, it's all right. Good practice. Oh, I know how, I remember now how I got myself blue screened is because when
you went to invite people.
I went to invite somebody in the booth, and I'm so used to having Paul Bear do the broadcast that I did not clue in. So yeah, so all right.
So who are we calling up here, Ma Bear?
Broom. He's our winner. We usually only invite one per. Yeah.
We only invite winners. We don't want to hear from non-winners, a.k.a. Dr. Robbie Bobby and Puddin'. Sorry about it.
And Energy, the one-lapper crasher, Parker.
You'll have your days at some point, boys.
Yeah.
Not today. But Dr. Robbie Bobby had the fastest lap of the race.
Oh yeah, Dr. Robbie Bobby is really fast. Like, and again, I know like Robbie Shin, that used to be like my old captain. When he stepped down, I have to give a shout out to Doc. He is doing an amazing job. He stepped up to the plate. We appreciate everything he does for us. He basically filled in the big shoes really good. So shout out to Doc for that.
What's up, ladies and gents?
Hey, Broom, how are you tonight?
I'm pretty good. How are y'all? Having a good night?
Are you on Always Allow?
I don't think so. Let me look.
Hold on 1 second, guys. We're gonna see if he's on Always Allow.
Yeah, I am.
All right, then, Kate,
Perfect.
thank you. Have a great night.
So, I have to ask, is there a pride a little bit with you winning this race against two captains that could possibly sign you one day?
I wouldn't say there's no pride. No, it's just racing. Just want to win, just like everybody else does. But yeah, there's a little there probably. One more lap, I wouldn't have won it. I'd way more from there.
What did you say? One more lap and you probably wouldn't have won it?
I wouldn't have. I'd have
don't
my
think
left
so?
front.
Oh.
My left front was down to like 4% at the finish line.
So, do you think that you should have taken tires on your last pit, or did you?
I did. I didn't take no tires.
Okay. So, Justin, that kind of what your question was earlier as far as
Right.
pit strategy goes. And
Right.
Yeah, I tested. I used the first stage just to see what my car had against all the other drivers. And then I used stage 2 for strategy. So I didn't pit in stage 2, and I ended up finishing second. But I lost too much time saving fuel.
Now, do you think it would have been a different outcome for you if there would have been, double the size of the field?
As in double size of drivers, I think.
Like
Yeah.
having 14 drivers versus 7, do you think it would have been a different outcome for you because there
I don't
would have
think
been
so.
more?
As long as I got to start up front, and it's the quality of drivers that you added.
Right.
yeah, that was a good race to watch, Broom. Thank you very much. This is,
All right.
did you win the last race, or was it the one before that? Because I know you won one not too long
Where did we
ago.
race last week?
What's that?
Crystal.
Where did we run last week?
Last week you guys ran. Oh God. Oh, actually, I should bring it up because I could tell the viewers where you guys are at next week. Ma Bear.
I think I've won a few in a row.
Yeah, and I know you won. I don't know if you won the last one, but the one before that, I remember
Yes.
you were up here.
It was Michigan last week, wasn't it?
Chicagoland.
Chicagoland, I finished. I don't know.
You
I
won
think-
the
I
cup
think I
at
was-
Michigan. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure you did.
I did.
Okay, and then for anybody out there wondering, next Friday, December 18th, development drivers will be in custom cars at New Hampshire. That means to you guys out there, league drivers for Cup League, preset and custom. If you want to join, you can. If you're not sure how, email myself or message myself, Ma Bear, and I'll get you all set up, or ask your captains. They have access to our development chats. After December 18th, we have to be announced. I have to check with Taddy because the race after that would be on Christmas Day. And I don't think anybody wants to race on Christmas. We'll have to figure something out. So stay tuned for that in next Friday broadcast. We'll have updated news for you on that. All right. So to everybody out there, we're going to wrap it up unless, Justin, you have anything else?
I just want to say thank you for having me in the booth. This has been a hell of a time. I enjoyed this. I may see about making this a permanent thing on Fridays.
Awesome. I'd be glad to have you because I think maybe moving forward I'll be doing more of the broadcasting myself. So, like I said, I would love to have you. Maybe you, Den Kate, and Delgatro, and maybe if we get in another person interested, or anybody that is interested in being our in-race reporter for Fridays or wants to be in the booth, you guys are more than welcome. Shoot me a message, and I'm glad you did today because I would have been, I don't know what I would have done. So, Justin, thank you very much for stepping up
Anytime.
tonight and joining me. And
Not
thank
a
you
problem.
to everybody out there watching. And we'll wrap this up for another Friday night. And have a
Join
great
us
weekend.
Monday. Join us
Yeah,
Monday
Monday
for
we'll
another
be back
week
with-
of Giggity.
That's right. Another full week of Giggity. Truck will begin on Monday, same time, 7, followed by the Custom. And same track next Monday as it was here tonight. It will be Canadian Tire and Trucks. So with that said, have a great night, everybody, and have a great weekend.